fight Jacko. Pick Ram or Happy Chaos. You won the game. Congratulations.
Just don't pick something like Potemkin and you'll be fine.
That's true.
Yeah, don't pick Potemkin. Don't pick Gold Lewis. You're good. Okay, so did Pariah want to record this or no?
I've got the recording
we
going.
are.
It's
Okay,
going
cool.
right now, so you're good to go whenever you're ready.
All right, so for this horseshit character that does lots of stuff that everybody loves, right? So how to deal with her. So her buttons, 5p, you won't really see this very often outside of I screwed something up. Like if I screw up super, this comes out a lot. 2p, you will see this quite a bit because it's a very, very good poke. Does not hit low. You don't really have to worry about.
Low?
This is not low.
That's crazy.
This
You
is
learn
mid.
something new every day.
2p does not hit low.
Well, damn.
So 5k, pretty damn good anti-air button. Leads to lots of stuff that Jacko likes to do. That's about it for 5k. Great combo tool, fun stuff, decent range, good anti-air. I already said that. 2k. 2k is the thing that you will see a lot because it is busted. It low profiles the entire world.
She's
So
very flexible.
Very, very flexible character. Not Vapor Thrust. Stun Edge. There it is. If I could actually, I can just go under things. Close Slash. You know, main combo starter. Far Slash, you won't see this very much because it doesn't really get you a big reward unless they decide to press right afterwards. So mostly you will not see Jacko's press this in neutral outside of like, hey, back up. 2S. 2S is next. Stop doing this. 2S. This move is deceptively terrible. Oh god, I started a recording. Okay. 2S. This move is honestly quite useless outside of launching things. And anti-airing Kai when he tries to do the falling JH, and sometimes Milia, Potemkin. No, it's actually not that good in that situation because they can just double jump. So, like I said, it's deceptively bad, but it is one of her disjoints. I think she's got two.
Brutal.
So now 5H is her other one. 5H hits twice, advancing normal, lots of fun. Yay. It does have a hitbox behind it, so it will, if you try to jump over it and she's already hit this button, this will catch you. As it drags things forward. 2H, mostly just a combo tool. If you get hit by this in neutral, it can deal a lot of damage if they're ready for it. But you won't really see this used a whole lot just in neutral outside of just smacking these things. Jump Dust. The big go-to thing to stop you from advancing, and oh god, I'm out of minion meter, please back up. That's it for about normals. Command normal is 6H. This is mostly used to stop people from IADing at you, or if they get very jump happy in the corner, like stop doing that.
Never realized how giant that button is.
Oh, it's pretty big. It goes a good distance, about half screen. That's about it. 6P's, you know, your standard 6P now.
Give me the
It's
2D
no longer
stuff.
special. Oh yeah, 2D. 2D.
You
I almost
forgot the
about it.
button.
I forgot the button.
The button of all time.
The absolute button of all buttons. Along with 2K, it low profiles the world, goes half the screen. On counter hit leads to big combos, big damage. Lots of fun. Yeah. This is the button that you need to watch out for. All right, so covering minions. You can have 3 of them out at a time. They can do multitude of things. They can do clap. They can do this big ass shield that stops just about everything. You can low profile and go under this if you've got something like stun dipper. Unless they do something like that, in which case then it actually then covers it. Or that. Or this. Either way. And bomb. Bomb is mostly used for gimmicks. And if you think that it is, you know, something that you can just disrespect, you're going to have a bad day. No block switching, all guard, set him to crouch. Oop. That, if I could actually do it. And I messed up the combo, so this will not kill. Okay, there we go. Try one more time. Okay. So, if you disrespect bombs, you fucking die.
Holy cow.
Yeah. You will get TOD'd by a bomb if you decide that, no, I don't need to respect these things. So whenever you see a bomb, one of 2 things is going to happen. A throw or an overhead. But you've got 3 seconds to decide which is which. How are we doing? Because she also has to block because they will blow her up as well. So the other thing that she can do with minions is recall them and they give you a refund on your minion meter. The meter has 2 modes. There's the gray bit at the bottom and the green bit. The green bit is the summons. The gray bit is the commands. They will regenerate at different rates. They only have about 8 seconds on their timer. And then they go away on their own. But if you poke them, it removes about 3 seconds from it, and they will go away as soon as they hit an idle state. So if you keep them going, they won't disappear after hitting them twice. As soon as they idle, though, they will just vanish. All right. So the attack command is what she mainly will use the minions for. After you get hit by it, you are minus 15. That's it. You're minus 15. Like you're kind of stuck holding whatever she wants to do. What else was I about to say about them? Oh yeah, she can also hold them and run away with them, and they do not disappear while they are in her hands. And she can also use any of the commands while they're in her hand with just a button. So be wary of that if you decide to try to jump in at her. She can hit you with this in the air. So whenever Jacko hits one of these, she has a fixed 5 frames of hit stop. So if she has a minion out, pretty much just assume that she is plus. Because this setup that I was showing earlier, that whole thing is a frame trap. Between the close slash and the 5H. So if she touches you and a minion at the same time, It's still her turn. If I do this just with close slash, she's plus 10. If you really want to learn the numbers, there's an entire graph on Dust Loop along with the rest of the doctoral thesis that is written on this character. So minions can be kicked, punched, thrown, everything in between. And while they have this little blue thing on them as they go through the air, they are completely immune to projectiles, save for Ramlethal swords. And Nago clone, they will trade with. So if like clone and the minions start going at the same time, they just kind of hit each other. But they'll beat armored projectiles, Leo's armored projectile, Kai's, multi-hit one. It'll just go straight through and you get hit in the head. Angles that they can cover. This is the thing that you really need to know about with this character is where these things can go, depending on how they're hit. So, like, a punch will send them... not too bad. Kick does the exact same thing as a punch, but the far slash goes about the full, whole length of the screen. 5H kind of launches them about the same distance as far slash. But if you hit them with the multi-hitting move, you can instantly cancel into another minion or whatever you really want. So you can launch them in the air, bounce them, do what you want. They interact with each other. But knowing those is kind of necessary for fighting her. Because you need to keep track of where they can go, because a lot of the times I'm going to do stuff and keep them off the screen. Okay, so supers. We've got Forever Elysium Driver, FED, the worst reversal in the game. Does a metric shit ton of damage and is, pretty good for combos. It can be comboed into, but it is command grab. If you jump it, you're safe. Like if they just do it raw, you can jump out of it. Yeah, so if she has 50 meter, don't try to close slash her, just jump in at her. Because it's also got 60 frames of recovery on whiff. I think it's actually like 58, but it's close to a full-on second that she just can't touch anything. Second super. Also, one more thing about FED. If you are sitting there holding FD and she does it raw, you will get hit by it. So be careful about holding FD because it will grab you. Faultless Defense has recovery on it, and you cannot get out of it by the time the super flash starts. S cheer. These make the minions completely invulnerable to damage. You can try to poke them out if you'd like, but you'll just get hit. They are killable by supers. So if you do any kind of super, they will just disappear. And heavy cheer. The main go-to super that all Jackos love to put you into the no fun zone. Yeah, you're not having a good time just sitting here blocking, getting your risk cranked up, and getting chipped out. That is heavy cheer. The main tool that you want to deal with that is you want to save for YRC. YRC is going to be your best friend in this matchup. It gets rid of all of the minions all at once. YRC here. Let's just do that.
No way
Poke.
to get a full combo off of this.
Yeah, it's 2, so 2 hits. Go to YRC.
Right. So if I set this to do that and then go boom, boom. Well, I have just lost all my momentum. So you lose 50 meter and all your momentum, and it's their turn, or your turn if you're playing against her.
That's crazy. 6P or far slash?
So you just want to save and hold for YRC. Do not do it if Jacko is not near you, though. So those are her supers. All right. So for round start situations with Jacko, mostly you're going to see 2D,
JS, because it would have been fast. Yeah, I guess.
5H, bar slash. You will rarely see 2K. You'll see it mostly against like Potemkin and Faust. "2K," yeah, Potemkin, Faust, that's about it. Mostly it's going to be 2D, far slash, and 5H as far as her round starters go. Sometimes if you get caught, up backing a lot or just jumping, 6H is going to come out and you're going to get smacked in the head. So yeah. So 2D is an 11 frame startup. So if you've got like a 10 frame, low hitting button, you can challenge this. That's about it for round starts on Jacko. Now for the pressure and frame traps and all that other good fun stuff. Yay. So one of the most common ones that you'll end up seeing is going to be stuff like this. So she's going to want to 5H to drag a minion forward to hit you so she can just plant another minion in your face. This one, there's not a whole lot you can really do about to stop. You can FD to get to shove her back a bit. But the problem is that, 2K 2D is coming and then she's just going to summon a minion and try to run away. So if you do see that, you can just FD the 5H and that'll send her, kind of far away. 2K, 2D, 236K, and all its little runty things. The 2D, 236K, so the soccer kick fun stuff, is not a true block string and is backdashable. If you're fast enough, you can also do a DP through it, but you will lose to the recall if you do that. And just get hurt. So be careful about that one. I would recommend just doing backdash, but also supers work if you're faster at those than like a DP. But if they just run up and do, the kick a lot, you can just shut Jacko down. It's not a true block string. It is on 5H, but it is not on 2D. So after knockdowns, you'll also see things like this: close slash 5H, close slash 5H. That's a frame trap right there. So if she hits the minion, you get frame trapped. To stop this one, you want to kind of FD just enough so that way she doesn't touch the other minion. If it whiffs and she doesn't touch the minion, take your turn back immediately. It will get rid of the minion behind you, and there's not a whole lot that she can do. She can try clapping, but at that point, it'd still be her turn. And you won't get hit because it has to be a true block string at that point. Okay, what was the next thing? If you if you think you can get through that with a fast enough button, unfortunately you kind of can't, because Jackos will instead do something like that to frame trap, and that'll leave enough of a gap to even catch Chip. So you can't really mash that one. You can DP it, but again, kind of dangerous. So corner pressure, the main one that most Jackos do is called Pichu pressure. And it is kick, summon, kick, throw for the most part. And here you're playing rock, paper, scissors. There are two gaps in this that you really need to look out for. First one is going to be right after the first kick. There's a small 5-frame gap there. And after the throw, the gap is longer. I don't know the exact number on it, but Kai can pretty much stun dipper out of it. And this is the main one that you'll see. Now, you can also cover some of these gaps and play rock, paper, scissors. So be careful about that. It does use more meter, though, so yeah. The next one will be something like that. The BRC pressure. If they don't have any minions out and they've got 50 meter, they'll use this. And it will catch any 5-frame mash. So if you've got like a 4-frame button, you can press there. So there's that one. And that one is actually also loopable. I'm not very good at it, so I'm not going to try to do the loop. And I've got regen on. But I think King Africa on his Twitter has a good demo of that. Ways that Jacko will get into this will be after a throw. They'll do like something like this. And on this, what you really want to try to FD is the kick. The kick will send her really, really far away. Block type, faultless defense. So if we do it. So she goes pretty far away on that one. And you can just completely mess up the string. And if you see her mess up and just completely whiff a button there, take your turn. You need to be ready to take your turn. But again, mostly save for YRC. YRC is going to be your best friend. I'll say that 1,000 times. Next thing was the corner pressure H cheer, which I already talked about. After your risk has been cranked, you need to watch out for the 5D, just the quick tap dust. So just always be watching for the orange with it. It's just something that is going to happen. If they try to start it from a little bit further back, and you see something like this where the minion didn't actually hit you, it's your turn. You can just poke that minion away and Jacko has to go away. Like, she just cannot continue pressure as they messed up. But if it does touch you, that is all true block string the entire time. So yeah. So some Oki situations that you will find yourself in against this character. Mostly you're going to see 2K, 2D, and then they're going to set up Oki. There's mix on this, which will be like same side. Other side, and you won't really see a whole lot for the most part past that, or just this little mix that they do. It's really a guess the side situation, but most Jackos end up going for same side. It's honestly kind of difficult to DP because it can be a safe jump. If they do it too high, it will not. But things like that, and if you don't block the low afterwards, you're just getting more mix. There's also 2D close slash mix. Where they can stay same side. And that's also a safe jump. Now this one you can really get like a four-way mix going on and go other side low. So if you see FD on something like this in the air, as long as I don't mess it up, they're probably going to go low on the other side. But this one does mix other side and same side. And it's honestly incredibly hard to see. There's also her OTG, which she can't really mix off of. It's just damage into a safe jump or damage into a minion setup. But it just kind of pushes you back and you can go back to neutral with her. And then you have to deal with minions. But there's not a whole lot that you have to worry about after the OTG combo. Other than that, it's just an overhead. She can't get any more fuzzy off of it. Nothing. So she's got a few safe jumps, and all of them have to be manually timed. So that is her main one off of throw. And if you have a DP, you'll probably see this a lot. If you don't, you'll probably end up seeing this more often. As long as I don't mess up. So you have to guess the side with this. I don't know how to like determine which side is going to be hit other than a pure 50-50 guess. Off of throw, if you don't have a DP, you might also see the fuzzy setup. If I could do it, that'd be awesome, but I probably can't. So that, if you hit down back after the JH or JS, you're going to get hit overhead, so just be mindful that she can fuzzy you for full combo into more Oki. So a lot of it with Jacko is really they just want to walk you into this corner because she does have safe jumps here, setups, lots of things that people do not like dealing with and are actually incredibly difficult to deal with. So if you get thrown or knocked down in the corner, she can take a minion and do a backdash. This one is not safe. So you can DP out of that one or reversal it if they're just doing this a lot. There's also the drop and throw on wake up. And you can just do that again. That one to watch out for. So if they don't hit it in the air or throw it, pick that one. Like just be ready for a throw. If you just see them drop and it did not bounce off the wall, be ready for a throw. As the minion hits meaty on wake up, a lot of the times you're just going to see either JS for the safe jump or nothing. So the minion just will hit meaty. What other one did I really want to cover? There's one more in the corner that I really wanted to cover, and I don't remember it. Move on. So
That happens to me all the time.
For DP characters, what you will end up seeing sometimes. Oh, wait, no. Start after first. Is going to be minion Oki, where they're going to just chuck a minion at you because they don't want to deal with the DP. And if you try to DP out of a situation like that, you're just going to feed her. So like after recovery, you will be you're just holding big damage. So be careful of the distance that Jacko will want to play at when you have a DP. She's going to just run away. Into whatever, for the most part. She will just, let me get out of here and deal with the DP somewhere else. She does have another safe jump with minion in hand. If I don't mess it up. Something like that, but I'm still messing it up. Well, if they mess it up because the timings are hard, grab them. Last thing that I really wanted to talk about is FED on wall break. She does not have a true safe jump after this. So this will, it is not safe jumpable. Well, it's more like rock, paper, scissors. It's a very weird situation. So after this wall break, if you have a DP, that can be safe jumped. But if I set him to do 6P,
Oh, nice.
so 6P just straight wins. But 6P will also lose or trade with close slash or jump slash.
Nice. I love how you can just do this on command.
Well, like, so after wall break, she doesn't really have a whole lot of options that can really lead to, you know, something spectacular. So Jackos really, really don't want a wall break unless it's for positive bonus. All of that though, like you don't have to even play RPS if she jumps at you. Just be wary of that. If you've got 50 meter, Jacko has nothing. So she cannot IAD at you, even if it looks like she lands. Wow, I went through the whole thing just to hit reset on it. Awesome.
I understand the feeling.
So it looks like she's landed, but I'm still getting hit. So if she jumps at you, you got to play RPS with her because that's just the character. Mostly what you're going to see is minion plant after a super wall break, because sitting at full screen, I'm going to put a minion down, jump, and then chuck another one at you, and then throw two of them at you.
Is there any situations you could see where you're in the corner against Jacko and you try to eat a hit to get a forced wall break situation to get out of the corner, or she just like keep slumping you?
That is actually a very good question. Now, if you get back thrown into the corner, a back throw incident occurs, she can do minion plant. Oh, let me turn that off. None. Let me change this to no guard. So if I throw you, and then there are two minions out, and you block the minions, what you want to do is take an attack and the minion attack. Because each minion attack does 700 damage of wall break. So you will be incredibly close to wall break after that. So you end up actually taking less damage if you eat the hit and get wall broken than if you sit there and then hold, you know, a full 5-second block string. You either lose, you know, all your meter, or if you try to FD it out. Because she can also... let me see if I can actually do these on command. Not. She can Kara the kicks in order to stay right on top of you. So if you tried to like FD only like a few hits with this, she can do Kara kick. And that keeps her right on top during that entire super. So, yes, a lot of times taking a hit will lead to less damage than holding the full, like, you know, setup in the corner. Any other questions? Anybody? No?
I can ask the same question I asked for Biken, which is like, do are the what are the typical situations when you're in a Jackal combo or like offensive situation where you should burst and where you shouldn't burst?
So where you should burst is anywhere that she has to pull a minion out. 2K, 2D, kind of being one of them. If she's got a minion behind you, something like there's not a whole lot of things that are burst safe on Jacko. She has to really hard call it out. So a lot of that's going to be kind of up to you for the most part, because there aren't like, oh, this is burst safe route, that they're doing. It's really, she does not have a whole lot that is burst safe. If you notice that they're just trying to get it out, to get your burst away from you, then yes, because a lot of things that they'll do are, like if they catch you with like close slash 2H, they'll just block and do that, and that'll catch a burst. But if you don't see anything like that, feel free to just burst whenever. YRC, kind of the exact same situation. The only time that Jacko can really handle dealing with YRC is if she pokes you and a minion. But like if she gets caught doing this, anything with minion in hand, you just end her pressure on the spot. There is one more frame trap I wanted to talk about though. That. New 2S stuff. If they hit you and the minion, she can get a minion out for free. And then just pretty much start it all over again. So that one, if you start seeing this a bunch, the 2Ps, that is one that you want to FD. FD puts a swift stop to this one. And then one more is plus on block. I need to have you switch guard. She has a plus on block 5D. So if she hits that and like you and the minion, it's still her turn.
That's
Just be
crazy.
wary of that one. If you end up blocking it because you're looking out for the little orange thing, it's still her turn. And yeah, things that you do not want to let Jackos get away with though are going to be like 2K 2D and then put a minion in your face. So you need to be like just always kind of hyper vigilant, because Jackos will do this. They'll just do fake stuff right in front of you to see if you know the matchup. And most people don't. They don't know like what she can do, because there's honestly there are very few Jacko players. But if you pass a knowledge check and then you poke her out of it, she probably won't do that again. You'll most likely see things like that and run away. 2K 2D run away, 5K 2D run away into, whatever. This into jump, cross up. So things like that. But the main thing that Jacko wants is to knock you down and then get a minion behind you. If you have a minion behind you and you try to, run away from it, these things come with you from the edge of the screen. So there's a whole lot of time that these things can use a gigantic hitbox that they have. To attack you. So you need to either deal with the minion from full screen. Like if it ends up behind you, you can try to fuzzy guard it because it does have quite a bit of startup on it. The main thing is another thing. Man, I'm just losing my train of thought. Okay. Just be careful if minions are behind you and if minions are coming at you from full screen. You can poke them out. If you've got like a decent enough like 6p or 5p, 5k, something like that to poke them out. Shooting fireballs back at her is just, it's a bad idea. Because she's just going to create a hellscape for you. And then you have to navigate, 1,000 minions coming at you from 1,000 different angles. So poking them out can be pretty good, but then you need to be on the lookout for things like throw into shield. And then she'll try to get closer on you. If any of them connect, you're just getting hit a few times and there's not a whole lot that you can do. So be careful about poking them out as well. But basically, a lot of what Jacko is just RPS the entire time. Can you guess right a whole bunch of times? But once you stop her offense, she has a very, very bad time if she is the one in the corner. She does not have a whole lot of reversal options or ways to get out of pressure other than try to either dash block or mash out. That's basically it. Is she can try to mash out, jump out, do something. She no longer has, her 2D DP from Xrd. So you don't have a whole lot of things to worry about once you've got her pressured. Her worst matchups are people who do control like mid-range very well and sit at like this range just outside of 2k and continue to poke her. She has a very, very hard time dealing with that. So if you can keep up pressure and loop it and make her guess, you'll have a very good time dealing with her once you shove her into a corner. Because she can't really just summon a minion. She's not very, like, she's not a character without minions. She can't, she's got like no combos. 2k 2D kick. Can't even do that. And that one worked. So without the corner and without minions, she's not really a character that you have to deal with. She's quite possibly the worst character in the game. But as soon as she gets started, if she's got momentum, she is absolutely terrifying. And I think that just about covers most of the stuff that I wanted to cover. So yeah, that's Jacko in a nutshell.
I don't have anything. I wish I could. I don't fight very many Jackos.
What made you want to play Jack?
Yeah.
Well, when the game came out, I found every character to be kind of boring. And then Jacko came out, and I was like, ooh, complex. Let's go. And I did have fun with Jacko and Xrd, so I decided to keep going.
So I guess my only question is with other like characters, I feel like there's different ways that you play them. You see like different types of happy chaoses, different types of like testament players. Is there like a big diverse way that you can play Jacko, or is it just like straight across the board once you get to a certain level, they all play the same pace? Or what's your experience?
Yeah. So Jacko's typically there are a lot of people who play Jacko completely differently. If you look at like Nitro versus King Africa, Nitro plays lots and lots of heavy mix, lots of emphasis on that fuzzy setup. And if you watch somebody like King Africa, he does lots of frame traps. Um, uh, my Zisco is another one. He plays a bit different from them as well. More emphasis on the zoning and bomb setups. Uh, so yeah, there's lots and lots of different ways that people play Jacko. It's kind of difficult to say, you know, how and why, other
So
than frame trap versus mix.
I've heard I've heard people call Jacko like a momentum based character. Do you know like is that true? Is that what does that mean? Just like I'm a super beginner, so I don't know what like being a momentum based character like aren't they in my brain I'm like aren't they all? That's
Yes and no. So all characters kind of are momentum based characters, and once you get, you know, like started, you know, you kind of can keep things going. The thing about Jacko though is that without, as I had said before, without the minions, she doesn't really have anything. So if you find a way to stop her from, you know, running her game plan, which is essentially getting these goobers out as soon as, because like if like let's say set him to do on block just a 5p or whatever, right? No, I forgot to set him to block. All guard. So if I go here, 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 and then I poke him, if Jacko blocks anything, all the minions instantly disappear. If she gets hit, they all instantly disappear. So
wow.
if, you know, you call something out that's fake that Jacko is doing, she just loses her momentum, and, you know, she has to go back to
Makes
playing
sense.
neutral. And like Jacko blocking is not what she wants to be doing.
That makes sense.
So like a lot of people will just kind of mash on her and, you know, like, hey, stop doing that. So if, you know, like I do something, oop, let's see. Yeah, right in the corner. Oy. Something like that where I threw a minion and it was too far away and I try to run in and just get poked. That just kind of deletes the minion, and then she loses like everything that she had going forward. Now she's just kind of staring at you in the corner, hoping that you don't
Yeah.
hit a button.
What are your like main these are good matchups, these are bad matchups?
Worst matchups are going to be Happy Chaos, Ram, May. Yeah, those three are going to be the absolute like worst of the worst, like ungodly hard to play. Next will be kind of like the mid-range people. Kai, Testament,
Is it just 'cause
who
they
else
have,
controls
like-
mid-range?
Like Happy Chaos, I assume it's because gunshot makes your minions go away. But
Yeah,
Ram
so-
has big like buttons that also make your minions go away.
Wait, wouldn't Bedman's like ranged attack also do that too?
Kind of, but not really, because if I just jump over it and chuck a minion at him, like
Ah,
the instant I throw a minion, it's immune to projectiles. So
the
it'll
old
go
don't
straight
get
through.
hit.
Yeah. So like if he's just sitting at full screen or we're both sitting at full screen, I've got ways around dealing with Bedman shooting stuff at me.
Okay.
And it's all because of the minion invulnerability when they're thrown or when they're kicked. Let's make him do charged stun edge. So like so characters like Gold Lewis who like to use drone, the full drone, like level 3 drone, will also lose to 2 shields. So if you ever see that with a Jacko, like you'll just see them do this. They'll put a minion down and then shield. Because it does not interact like a projectile. You don't have to worry that much about projectiles as Jacko. They just aren't a problem. In season 1 though, season 1, before they gave her that, oh, anybody with a projectile just instantly won.
That makes sense.
So yeah, that just about covers all I've got for Jacko, unless you've got
Thank
specific
you.
questions.
Hey, we
I
really
got
appreciate
so many
it.
questions, but this is dope.
Oh, if you've got questions, hit me with them.
Oh no, my brain is so fried. I will. On at some point. Now I
Yeah,
just want to
she's
like
kind of
go practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anybody else super hype and wants to like play some?
Yeah, I'm gonna end the recording there, I think.
Okay.